This is the best telekinesis mindset you can have. Many of us oftentimes struggle with mindset about telekinesis, and one of the most challenging one is the one with believing in it. Because how are you supposed to believe in something that you don't know if it even exists? Most of us feel stupid while we try to first, second, or fifth time try to do something that doesn't seem to work or doesn't even seem to be possible at all. Yet, there's this part of our minds that is still very curious about it and wants to try and explore and be curious about stuff like that. So, how do we approach telekinesis in a way that will work and that is easy to adapt? As people, we are really attracted to the idea of being in control. So, believing in something while you don't actually know if it's possible, if it exists, it seems like you're spinning out of control when you try to believe in something that you know might make you look stupid. So, it's hard for us as human beings to believe in something and as so make a fool of ourselves if it doesn't work. So, believing in that while you don't know if it exists will make you feel as though you don't have control over yourself or the way you do things. In order to do that, our mind has to have this kind of hold onto control or even the feeling as though we have control over things or we have awareness over it. And I found the perfect mindset for that will let you easily go into the practice of telekinesis without doubts or questioning or feeling like you're spinning out of control, or without you having to worry that you will get out of your mind and believe in something that might be a delusion. A mindset that will help you grow and will not stop you or block you while you're practicing. And that mindset is a mindset of a scientist. And before I explain, you're probably wondering, what do you mean, mindset of a scientist? Wouldn't that just mean more questioning? What if it's possible? What if it's not possible? It's still some kind of questioning. Well, that's not exactly what I mean. Scientists, in order to do something, to prove something, they have to first have a certain criteria of things that will help this thing succeed to begin with. And one of the parts, or rather circumstances in which telekinesis can happen, is believing in it. Because believing in it will help you find a way to do it to begin with. If your mind knows that there's a way to do it, if your mind is aware that it is possible and there's just a way towards it that you have to figure out, it's gonna be such a much faster process of you adapting your mind and a direction in which you should intuitively go into in order to accomplish it. It is gonna be so much easier for you. And where I'm going with it is that as a scientist, you have to have a certain criteria of things, of steps in which something is possible. So if you think to yourself, I'm a scientist now, and in order to accomplish this thing, I have to believe in it. That gives us a certain more control over ourselves because we know, hey, I'm believing in it, but it's just for the purpose of experiment, okay? I believe in it fully. Right now, I am committing to believe in this thing fully. I am giving myself permission to dive into it completely in order to attain it because I know that this belief will take me into figuring out how it works to begin with. That will give you this control that your minds are looking for, and that will help you not be blocked by what if yes, what if not, what if it exists, if it's possible, if not. That will help your mind calm down and be at peace. Hey, let's try it. I will just believe into it for now. I'm believing in it for now. I can always snap out of it because it's just an experiment. I am just a scientist, I'm believing in it right now just in order for it to happen. And then I will see, and then I will snap out of it, this belief later on, when I see if it works. That's the scientist mindset I'm talking about. This mindset will help you not be all the time bothered by thoughts, because you will know that as a scientist you need to check this criteria, which is believing in it, and only that will help you go into actually solving, or rather coming into the terms of how to do it. Because if your mind is constantly preoccupied, is it real or is it not, it will never, or it will be very hard for it to figure out how to actually do it, because it will always be solving this problem of if it's real or not. And in telekinesis, as you might know, it is very important to keep your focus, so your mind has to rather be focusing on how to accomplish this thing rather than if it's real or not, because that will just make you run in circles of is it real or not actually on how to do it. Because in telekinesis, the question is how to do it, not if it's possible. And to say it the different way, if you truly believe that it is possible, it only takes so much creativity to figure out how to do it to begin with. If your mind constantly focuses on if it's real or not, all you will be doing is looking for the proof if it's real or not, and it will be easy for you to give up if you see no results to begin with. But if you don't focus on how to do it, you will never get to it, or it will be a very long process of it. Because if you focus on if it's real, you never get into the process of actually discovering and exploring the ways in which it can be done. You will always just be figuring out for your mind if it's real or not. So the focus in telekinesis shouldn't be if it's possible, the focus should be you finding a way of how it can be possible. And the mindset of scientists is exactly what we need to get rid of this circle of questioning. Because if you give yourself permission to believe in it for the pure exploring and experiment of it, it will be way easier for you. You give yourself this type of permission and control over it. That will be easier for a mind to accept. Telekinesis is an intuitive practice, so we have to have trust towards our mind that it can figure it out. There is no technique or steps per se to accomplish it, so all you can trust into is your own mind and intuition. It is exactly here in your awareness and intuition that will help you get into this practice. But you need to trust in it, and you have to be guided by it in order for it to happen. If your mind knows that something is real, if it believes in something, it is only a matter of time when it will find a way to do it. And if we don't trust our minds, how are we supposed to get to the point where it will help us figure something out? We have to trust that our minds and our intuitions is able to come to the point where it figures out how to accomplish something. It's all about intuition and feeling into something. And the mindset of is it real or not is only a blockage stopping you from this. So try out the scientist mindset and let me know how it will change your practice for you, or how is it already changing it, and let me know in the comments down below if it's helpful. Scientist mindset is something I used myself. It's being an explorer. It's being curious and explorative. So give yourself permission without judgment to believe into it and explore it. Now, I hope it helped you. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think, and I see you in my next video. Bye bye.